Yeah, go ahead.
Right.
Okay.
We dramatically outperform the promise though.
Okay.
So we get about 59.8 calls for these folks over 16 weeks.
Okay. Let's just separate the
And
problems into
so,
one at a time, though. So problem number one is that
sure.
you're dealing with a closer issue, and problem number two is that
Hmm.
you have a lack of ascension, right?
Yes.
Are you taking the ascension calls?
I will hop in when we've identified an opportunity for it,
Well, who's taking
but
the
not as
ascension
often as I
calls?
should because my calendar's full.
So, but who's taking the
Um,
ascensions?
I have a CS leader who's essentially taking those and making those offers, and I will kind of check it up, but it's not really refined as a process, I guess.
Got it. My team's also telling you to turn down the volume on me. That might help with the feedback.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so
Perfect.
let's deal with problem number one, which is that you haven't been able to duplicate a salesperson. So, number one is, do you have a
Yeah.
script?
Yes.
And this guy, is he following said script?
He's very script adherent, but he's not asking the sort of what's behind that? How do you mean by this specifically? Like he's okay with surface level answers.
Right. And so you have the sales handbook that I have, right? My sales handbook?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so the issue that we're missing is you just have to train him on saying these two things, literally. All right, this is what and you're going to role play with this. Can you tell me more about that? Can you give me an example? And you're going to rotate back and forth. And so he says, hey, what brought you in the call today? I saw this and that. Okay, I'm guessing you're not doing this and that all day. What problem are you trying to solve? I'd like to get more calls. Okay, got it. Tell me more about that. And then they tell you more about that. And then you say, can you give me an example? And he's like, well, XYZ. And you're like, tell me more about that. You literally alternate back and forth between tell me more about that, can you give me an example? Tell me more about that until you give me an example, until you get something meaty. It's just way better than saying why, right? It's the equivalent of that pain cycle for someone. So you have to role play with him on that part. And so he's getting the first part of the script, but he's not learning how to dig for pain. And so the first part of the...
that could be true, but also
Yeah.
I was just curious about, is the offer not, obviously my idea on the ascension is that the people who do ascend
Hold
are
on,
middle
hold
market.
on. We're talking one
right?
problem at a
They're
time.
not the
One
small
problem at a
people.
time. One problem at a time. There's the front end sale and there's the ascension.
it.
We're not talking about ascension. We're talking about front end sale because that's what's fucking up right now. Because you can't even focus on the ascension because you got to take the front end sales, right?
Yeah, and he's talking to these middle market people, and there's the multi-threading aspect, there's the sales cycle aspect. He's going to bring in people at the table, the director of marketing and stuff like this.
Well, how do you
navigate
close?
that?
How are you closing? Are you doing that?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, then. Okay, let me say this differently. You're doing something that he's not doing. You have to identify what you do
Sure.
that he's not doing and get him to do that. And he might also be doing things that you don't do or saying things that you don't do, and you got to get him to stop doing those things. And the only way you're going to do that is through role
I
playing.
hear you.
And the only way you're going to do that is through role playing. How often are you role playing with him?
Yeah, I hear you. Every day.
How do you role play?
Yeah. We give an example of said person, a SaaS company, I'm doing this, like whatever we get from the marketing form that comes in.
Uh-huh.
And then we just start with the script, and he goes through the script, and it's perfect. I mean, it seems like great. And then he gets on the call. I mean, this guy's a good salesperson. He's done all types of sales, this and that. First time doing remote though. But
Okay.
he fits the parameters from like a psychological perspective. I'm a marketing guy. I know like an ad works when an ad works, a landing page works when a landing page works. But when I think about sales, it's quite difficult for me to understand, like, what am I doing differently that he's not? It's hard for me to identify these things.
You just have to, like, if he's saying the initial questions and he's not, quote, digging for pain, it's likely that you're trying to get him to sell like you. And this may sound in contrast to what I was saying before, but it's more that, like, when you create a truly good script, it doesn't require an expert to sell it. And so if you have a purely authoritative, consultative-based selling style, which a lot of founders do, then it requires on you knowing more than the prospect and then them being impressed by you, because you get really into the weeds and then they're like, wow, and then they buy, right? That is not how you can teach
That's
a
exactly
team.
right.
Right, that is not how you can teach a team to sell. We have to dig into the pain, but offer absolutely no solution. So all we do...
That's absolutely right.
Yeah, so the part that you're missing in your sales process and the part that you need to review and probably train with him is the discovery process. So if we break the script right now, so when you're doing your role playing, are you theming the day?
Say again, sorry?
So if